Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the European Cross-Up webinar. And we actually are seeing the indices move on to their highs right now. And we just got Eurozone monthly unemployment came in at 10.1%. And a few moments ago, we got German unemployment. That came in at minus 9,000. German manufacturing PMI came in at 64. And as I mentioned, we're making new highs here in indices. Look at the S&Ps at 42.18 and 3/4. Nasdaq is at 37.21 on its highs too. Also, look at that. Making a pretty good solid run here. This is on the 2-hour chart. Look, we're adding on to those gains right now. We'd come up to, I think I saw 13.718 or something like that, 7.17, and then we dipped back. Like we just made a quick run to the close, and I guess they like that European data. And same thing here with the S&Ps. We'll go and take a look here what we stand here with the euro dollar. Euro dollar actually on its highs at this moment. Let's go and push it for the daily. Pushing here on the euro here, and take a look here with the cable. We finally made it to the 42.41. Actually, we're above that right now. Let's see. Yeah, 42.50. So we made it to the 42.41. That's an area we've been looking at for some time over the last couple of weeks or so. You can see that right there. Finally tagged that area. Actually, high on the day is 42.50. What I see here. And take a look at where Bitcoin is. Still languishing around here after making that run towards the 40,000. Now that's on a 2-hour chart, but you can see here on the daily we made that run. We just kind of languishing. Actually, we even dipped down here. I actually had bias chart support. I think it's at 33,300. I think so. It looks like the low is 33,185. And take a look where gold is at the moment. Here we go. Oh, wow. Still pressing higher here. Remember that 1911 we had looked at, and we saw the market get up there, poke its head about a couple of dollars higher, and fall back. Thought we might have fallen back even a little bit further, but we're reasserting ourselves now at 1913 here on the gold. Nasdaq, oh, they made another push up to about 24 3/4. Now kind of taking a little bit of a pause here. I guess we've had a pretty good run. Like this. We made it to the 61%. We sure did. We're actually at the 61%. And resistance comes in at 37.32. And coming into the new month, they might try and give them a little bit further push. That was support last evening. So we're down there. But that's been key support, 13,652. And they went right down to, I think, 13,650 or once like that. So came right in there. Actually, the low was 651. So there you go. Got about one. We're still asserting ourselves. Still pressing higher. Ooh, look at this. $13,738. That'll be interesting, right? as I said, we did get the German unemployment. We actually had Spanish PMIs also earlier. That came in at 59.4. There were 50. You see here, the forecast was 59.5, so it came in just a tad bit weaker. We will get Italian GDP at the top of this next hour. UK manufacturing PMIs at the bottom of the hour. Eurozone unemployment rate will be at the top of this hour, this next hour. And we do get Canadian GDP today at 8:30 Eastern. And U.S. manufacturing PMI at 9:45 Eastern, with construction spending at 10 a.m. Eastern. And ISM manufacturing employment at 10 a.m. Eastern. Whoa. ISM manufacturing employment and manufacturing PMI. So slow data is going to be out today. See how they're going to press. With that, we'll go in and take a look at where we stand on the analysis. And looks like S&P's hit 42.20. They're just easing back just a bit. Nasdaq, not too much. Just still holding up pretty steady. Good run here. S&P's. Okay, we're just shy of this key area here. Which is about 42.21. We got to 42.20. Almost made it there. And let's go and start with the euro. So the euro posted a weekly medium-legged doji suggesting bulls nor bears have control. And we'll go to the weekly to point that out. There we go, yeah, the close of last week. A little bit of medium-legged doji. Are pressing up against this 22.21 right now with 22.30. But so suggesting bulls nor bears have control. Resistance will be 22.55 with support at 21.23. So 21.23, 22.55. There we go. So 22.55. And that's why we came up with the 55 right there. You see the close right there on that weekly? That's the best weekly close right there. It came in at 22.55. That's our resistance. And let's go move into the cable. Cable continued its stair-step ascent. You can see that right there, just like a stair-step. To close last week, resistance remains 42.41. Support will be 40.93. So 42.41. And the 40.93, that's not correct because look, that would be way the heck up here. Well, it'd just be under 41.38. So yeah, I guess that would have come out. Let's take a look at the daily as we made new highs. We're coming off. Look at that 42.41 is that key weekly, so we've come off quite a bit. And right there, yeah, there you go. That is 40.92. And let's go on and move into the Aussie dollar. So the Aussie continues to meander in the 77-cent range. The pair recovered on Friday from a dip towards 76.70. The pair remains directionless. Resistance will be 77.87 with support at 76.68. It's right there, so no changes for the Aussie. We're just kind of hanging around in here. A little bit of a bid today, but and on to the dollar yen. So the dollar yen closed the week with a gravestone doji. Let's go to that on the weekly. Well, not on the weekly. This one's supposed to be daily. But it's not. That was on the daily for a few days ago, a couple days back. But closed the week, yes, but not on a weekly chart, but on Friday. So there we go. It did have a gravestone doji. For Friday, I'm thinking today's Monday. It's Tuesday. So the dollar yen closed the week with a gravestone doji after challenging near 10.25. Resistance will be 10.08 with support at 9.41. Well, we got the 9.41. Obviously, like I said, this was going in towards Monday. Expect the Monday to be quiet, but did get some movement. Resistance will actually be this close and that body close, which will be 9.83, and the 9.41 is still good. So 9.41. And the close right there, that is let's call it 984. On to the cash dollar index. So the dollar index attempted to rally on Friday and fell back on its face. No changes in the market. Resistance will be 90.52 with support at 89.67. And 89.67. And on the other side. Yeah, 90.28. As I said, yesterday was a holiday. Well, although we did have some trading, there was a little bit of a moves around with illiquidity issues. And on to Bitcoin. We've just still been meandering, although we're a little bit on the push, a little bit on the lower end. But let's go into the analysis on that. So Bitcoin was shunned from the 40,000 area on that bounce back, and has staying power at the 35,000, or has been staying at the 35,000, while the market attempts to form a base. Support to start the week will be 33. Oh, 32,270. So a little bit high. Let's see, there's a low. 33,185. So 32,270. And resistance would be 39,175. Now that seems a bit of a stretch at this point. Now we would go with the body close right there, which would be 39,175, which is what I had, 39,175. So we'll go with that. And let's go and move into the S&Ps. So this would be closed with another positive month. Immediate resistance is going to be 42.25, and turns out we got to 42.20. 42.25 will support at least last week's volume key area of 41.94. And I think we got to the 41.94 earlier in the session. Actually, we got to 41.90. But anyway, 41.94 and 42.25. And to look at this on the 2-hour chart, we'll open it up wider. You can see that 42.21 level. Market range to 42.20, but we're looking at 42.25. Now with that, we'll move into the Nasdaq. And we've had a pretty good bounce off those lows from the Asian session at 13,652. And as I mentioned, I saw that in the evening session. I didn't make any comments, but we were down there, and that's a key area, that 13,652. I mean, it's on a 2-hour chart, and you can see right there. Right across, and that's where it found support, and we've since gone rallied. Probably rallied further than what I've expected. I do like this area right here. If it makes a quick run up to that 13,737. You know what? Yeah, for immediate resistance, it's between 13,737, and then this one is key. This 13,767. Beginning of the month, we'll have to see where it wants to press to. Let's go. This is going to be key, whether or not they want to try and challenge it in the US session, beginning of the month. Let's go with this 13,767, which is exactly what I already had from Friday, and support 13,652. . see. That's where they went to immediately. Let's see. If they take this out, let's go with this one right here, which is and same thing we had Friday, which is 628. I think it was 629, but these are levels that we already had in Friday. There was a 13,767, 13,628. Now, as I mentioned, 652 is a key area here, and they held it in Asia with press. And I like this area right here. If they were to make a quick jump up there, but looks like they're already paring back a bit, just a bit. Currently at 13,712. And we can take a look at the gold market. Well, let's pull this up here. Trading a little bit quiet unless it's got rolled into August gold. It may have. Sure enough, that would make sense. Into June now. Let's move this to August gold. And August gold is trading at 1912. There we go. And since we rolled over, it doesn't have the notes there. Let's go and take a look at it. We talked about that 1911. Remember the 1911 on there on the weekly? Let's take a look here where we could go beyond. But that was a good stopping point at 1911. So let's actually just go with front month. That way the notes will stay. There we go. So, and we're looking at the weekly chart here on the gold. Oh, the key level right now is going to be 1937. They did have this jump here, but this is where we got some good action that came in right against that 1937. Maybe we'll go in and blow up to there, and let's take a look what we're on a daily. For right now, let's go with 1927. 1927 with resistance. But this is, once again, we've already had a pretty good run here, but let's go with 1927. If they continue to add on further for the week. We had a pretty good solid move last week. And for support, There's 1871. $72. And the immediate support's going to come out for 1899. Let's go right there. 1892 for support. We do get a pullback. Now that will go move into crude. Boy, we are still going with this crude. Holy smokes. I know there was some news over the weekend about they're not going to look at any cutting back or whatever. They're going to wait a while. I guess they gave it an extra boost. We do have a little bit of a tweezer here on the 15-minute. If we go to the 2-hour chart, we're way up here in the stratosphere. Let's go and take a look on the weekly. Same thing, we're going to have to go with there's 67.88 before. Yeah, I like that area there. $67.98. Now that's above it. Right there, 70.04. 69.40. Yeah, I like $68. I'm gonna go $68 on that. And for support, right there. That's pretty clear. Come across. 67.25. Already had a pretty good solid run here. I am seeing, we're seeing with the cable, it's paired back. After hitting that 42.41. We've been looking at that 42.41, I think, for like 2.5 weeks. There's a weekly chart. There's that 42.41. We'll move it into the daily. We'll pull it back for a little bit. See right there? They did tag it. I think that's 42.50. Going into the daily. And wow, we've pulled back pretty good for that 42.41. High is 42.50. See how much we can go in and pull back. Take a look at the euro. Still holding up relatively well. 22.18. And we did get that UK data just come out. Traded 41.87. Manufacturing PMI came in at 66.1, right in line with what they're expecting. We're still continuing to ease back a bit. So there's the bias chart for today, and we'll get that posted. And thanks for joining us here on the European crossover webinar. And let me take a look here. Oh, Amira was asking about platinum, palladium, and silver. We'll take a look at those. Palladium. Well, we've seen a nice rebound after, and we've made it, we're basically right in the middle of this zone again. Key thing is right now for palladium, we need to get a close above 28.57. Basically, it's 28.58, and we're just a hair above that right now. Or a little bit better than that, 28.65. So that's where we stand there. And on platinum, we're still pretty weak here in platinum. We need to get back above 1,200. And we did come back a little bit, but just to stop the bears, we got to get a daily close above 1,200. And for silver, we did challenge at 28.50. We can pull this back. You can see the significance right there, 28.50. There's that close here. Actually, it's even a little bit lower than that. Look at it. Right there, it's 28.43. They pulled back a bit, but if we were to get a close above 28.43, really set this thing off, but that's going to be resistance right there, at 28.43. But they've done a decent job trying to come back, but look a little bit profit taker coming in. Oh, you're welcome, Amira. Okay, with that, we'll call it a day, and thanks for joining us here on the European Crossover webinar.